Lumpur. We're here in Kuala Lumpur, holed up while I recover from my knee operation. And seeing as we're in Malaysia, I thought I'd put together a video of our week in the Perhentian Islands, some tropical islands up in the north east of the country, and one of the key attractions of the places that people go to. One of a chain of islands that kind of run down the coast in the Gulf of Thailand, and they're all renowned for their tropical beaches, clear water, good place for snorkeling and scuba diving. Now there's two Perhentian Islands, the larger Perhentian and the slightly smaller Perhentian Kecil. Hopefully I got the pronunciation correct. We stayed on Kecil, for no other reason that there was a property available there. We did go to Besar, but only as part of a snorkeling trip, so we never actually kind of landed on the island, but we were over that side. So it was early April, and we'd had about a month in Malaysia already, staying in Langkawi and Penang, and also doing a trip up to the Cameron Highlands. Maybe one day I'll get a video done of those. But spending about 3 weeks or so in Kuala Lumpur. By the time we'd set off for Perhentian Islands, it was in the holy month of Ramadan, and I think that definitely affected the experience we had a little bit, because the islands weren't quite as open as they would be outside of that holy month. Getting to the islands is a little tricky. You can drive or get the bus, but we decided to fly because that's how we roll. The nearest airport to Perhentian Islands is a city called Kota Baru. So it was off in a grab to KL, which is strangely a long way away. The airport is a long way away from the centre of Kuala Lumpur. It takes about 45 minutes or so. It's 30 miles away, so it's like going from Sheffield to Manchester, which I suppose we do. Then it was a 1 hour flight to Kota Baru. So you're not finished there, you've got to get another half an hour taxi down the coast to the ferry port at Kuala Besut. And then from there get a ferry to the islands. The ferry itself takes about 45 minutes, but it did take us directly to the Belamas resort where we were staying. The resort location was amazing. It's built in tiers in the hill, but it's right on the beach. However, time and COVID had clearly taken its toll, so it was a little bit rough around the edges, but not bad for the price. The good and the bad of the location, so you're nicely isolated, you're right on the beach, it's super quiet. However, you're well off the beaten track, so getting to civilization, getting to restaurants and things like that, quite tricky. Breakfast was included in the price for the accommodation. However, though there was a restaurant on the beach, kind of a little shack restaurant, if you wanted to get something a little bit maybe better, you'd have to go off to Fisherman's Village, which was either a 20-minute walk through the jungle, or you could get a water taxi. In Fisherman's Village there's lots of eateries, however with Ramadan being in full flow, during the day there wasn't really much open, and at night we're a little bit limited. So we did have a couple of meals there. I'm sure probably outside of Ramadan it's a little bit more impressive. There's some lovely walks on the island, and clearly they've had a go at trying to set up the infrastructure to allow that, and there's a paved walkway, a promenade around most of the island, to be honest, and I think it was supported by the EU, but again that's fallen into disrepair. It's quite funny, you're wandering through the jungle on this kind of dirt track that's a bit washed out, and all of a sudden there's some toilets and a little bus station type thing. So, but you can do it. In fact, I did the full circuit of the island. But the key attraction is clearly the sea. We also did a half-day snorkeling tour.
Well, we're in a little motorboat and it's quite choppy. This is the view. And we're going on a snorkeling trip today. Sorry that the camera works all over the place. It's quite choppy. Oh! And here we are.
We saw our first turtle, first sea turtle, seen quite a few since then, and our first sharks, again I've seen quite a few since then. The islands were beautiful and super chilled. I think I'd like to go back. The accommodation is a little bit rustic and rudimentary, and I would probably go back and have a look at the other islands, look at Perhentian Kecil, and also go outside of Malaysia. The end of the holiday was a little bit restricted because I've mentioned about the water taxis, and Deb's managed to fall into one of them. She hadn't any alcohol, because remember alcohol's not easy to get in Malaysia, and did some quite serious damage, which meant that when we went back to KL, we were off to the hospital again. Ironically, it's me that got my knee sorted.